The path laced to these meetings marks creativity, as two sculptural pieces with distinctive white marking greets us. Our host, Mr. Olaseyinde Odimayo, is busy refreshing his knowledge from a handful of books which talks about the different civilizations in Nigeria, from the Nok to the Benin, the Igboku, Ife, and even the Uobo art all grace this table from an all too familiar topic. We talk about the civilizations in Nigeria and get more insight on artifacts in general.
They're about the most important human activity, and you can corroborate this from human civilizations from prehistoric times up to date. It is that set of activities that even after civilizations will have gone away, disappeared, you will still find remains or relics or archaeological finds, either buried within the grounds or above, as a kind of testimony that these works are very important for the human life, for education, for social, for the development of the mind. It's everything.
Surrounded by works done by the big names in the business, such as this wall panel by Lamidi Fakeye, twin mask done by Ben Osawe, a large-sized slick drum done by an unknown artist, a door panel from Bida, just to mention a few.
Whether it's the Nok that we're talking about, the Benin bronzes and ivories we're talking about, the Ife terracottas and bronzes that we're talking about, or the Uboku bronzes, they are sources of great inspiration at a point when European art was coming to stagnation, where they didn't know what to do again. Remember that they had developed their art from prehistoric times, Middle Ages, Renaissance, the highest form of art, and then downwards to Impressionism, where Picasso and his colleagues were. At that point, they had seen it all. They had seen all the traditions in art. And then they stumbled on African art. And they were very, very intrigued by the forms they saw.
This meeting is inspired by the return of the Nok terracotta that was repatriated after it was intercepted in France while in transit from Togo to the United States in 2008.
The Nok, which is the oldest civilization, Africa south of the Sahara, has been discovered in the 20s. Due to a lack of appreciation, they have always been taken away. Of all the various traditional art forms, it's even the most difficult to move away in terms of transportation, packaging and transportation, because of the high level of poverty in the localities where these things are found. People don't appreciate them. The dealers come in, who are as poor as the locals, also being ignorant and also being hungry for sustenance, trading these objects.
Illegal trafficking of cultural artifacts have been a hot topic amongst art connoisseurs, but Mr. Odimayo chooses his words wisely.
A lot has been taken away. That's the way I will put it. I won't say stolen, because there is a law in nature. And that law is a law of movement. When you don't appreciate what nature gives to you, other people will appreciate it, and they will be attracted towards taking it and making ample use of it. And that's where this interchange of culture and civilization comes in. It's a natural law. It's something that should now spur us on to now compel us to now pay attention to these objects and find out what it is that compels other civilizations to want to take away what we have.
The discussion moves to preservation and in some cases, restoration of those which are rotten away in some public places.
Everything requires a maintenance because of the law of motion. If you don't look after anything, whatever it is, it will deteriorate. And the same thing applies to art objects. Within the last 35 years, we've had people develop major collections. And these major collections, they require restoration from time to time. They are looked after. The same thing applies to the traditional art pieces. Because, again, within the high level of appreciation, the museums are not looked after. You know, the votes, the grants given to the museums every year are so ridiculous. I mean, if you read stories, also published by white writers, you will weep for Africans because of the high level of disrespect and disregard for their heritage. It doesn't take much to look after this thing.
Will moving forward with proper documentation help, or repatriation an effort in futility?
I believe we should start first looking and admiring what we have, developing the interest. Because as the whites ironically or ridiculously or mockingly also say that even if they release them to us, to bring back to us, they'll find them their way back to them. It will happen that way for as long as Africa, Nigeria and Africa are not, and Nigerians and Africans are not ready. They don't get to the point of appreciation, recognition and appreciation. As long as we don't get to that point, even bringing them back for now may be a futility, an exercise in futility. And we might as well allow those who have custody of them for now to keep them for now. In the meantime, keep the debate on reparation or restitution going.
As a parting shot, this art patron re-emphasizes the need to guard these works, which talks about the past, helps the present, and shapes the future.
Coming up on Art House, more artifacts for you to feast your eyes on. Plus, have you figured out who our artist for this week is?
Jimmy Solanke, born July 1942, is a Nigerian film actor, dramatist, folk singer, poet, and playwright. Solanke graduated from the University of Ibadan, where he obtained a diploma certificate in drama, after which he moved to the United States, where he created a drama group called the Africa Review, focusing on African culture. Solanke established himself in Los Angeles, California, where his storytelling career began. He was awarded the Best Master Storyteller by CNN. In 1986, his reputation earned him the lead role in most of Ola Balogun's films and was part of the team that made the film of Kongi's Harvest by Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka.
You can enjoy Art House on any of these platforms.